Hi, my name's Louise and I could be your new neighbour, and if that's not scared you off completely, let me show you what's for sale. So this is looking across at the back of the plots, and as you can see, this is the paddock that goes behind it. And this is the boundary fencing, and we've got the fencing that carries on along this side. There is a footpath which I'm looking at diagonally across, which goes across the paddock. But I have been and spoken to the footpath people, and they are quite willing to look at it. Could be moved to either go around one side or go around the other. It doesn't have to stay diagonally, but that is something that the proper channels would have to be followed for that. As you can see, looking at the road, it's one of the busiest times of day, which is why I've come out now to show you what it's genuinely like. This is looking back on plot 1. Plot 2. We've left an entrance directly from the main gate, so you can drive straight into the paddock. And then this is the plot final one, which is the largest actually of the three. So hopefully having a little bit of a walk round gives you a bit more of an idea what's actually here. And then I'm going to talk about what we've got the planning permission for. So some of you might have seen the beginning of this video before, and the reason for that was because originally I just had planning permission for holiday usage on the actual cottages. So I decided to change that, and I went for a section 73. So as you can see, full planning permission. We then went for the section 73, which changes the use. It's the buildings, everything's exactly the same. It just means that somebody can live in them. It's for domestic use, to live in them all year round. So proper houses for real people. The only thing was, because of my planning originally was 4 years, you get an extra year during COVID, they'd actually put on it that it would run out in 3 weeks' time. So a little panic, a bit flustered, got to the council. I sorted it out by an approval for a non-material amendment. So it now has full planning on all 3 properties until the 31st of May 2026, and this is reflected in the price, as the plots around here are a lot more money than that normally, but because of only having a year on the planning, this is why we've gone for what we have. You're getting a lot of ground. It's a good acre, the entire plot. The 3 plots brought together get the paddock with it. But what can you build there? Well, they want to be new builds that look like converted agricultural buildings, if you like. So old barns, we would go with reclaimed looking bricks. I know when I built the garage on my property, I wanted it to blend in with the old stables. And you can get new bricks that have that washed look on them, that look like old, and they're not expensive to buy. But anybody that's a builder, they'll know what they're doing. But here is one of the properties. Obviously it still says holiday cottage on the plan because these are the old ones. but it's a nice big 3-bedroomed house. It's got beautiful views over the back to the field. And then the cottages, the other cottages are more bungalow style, done in an L shape. And again, with lovely big picture windows looking out over the countryside. And that's the other one. So they can be done in an L shape facing each other with the courtyard in the middle. Really up to you what you want to do. So those are actually what's there. This is the site plan. And this is the area, so that's the paddock at the back. As you can see, the first plot is slightly larger. You've got the access into the paddock, and then you've got the other plot and where the house would be. Now currently, this sort of hatched pinky colour area is what's being retained. But there is no reason, under negotiation, I am quite happy to sell more here or more there. That would be down to the buyer, but that would be by separate negotiation. But it's an option and something to keep in mind. But why would you want to come and live in Orby, or why would you want to come and live in Lincolnshire? I was born and bred here, did what most people do. We escape, we come back. We love Lincolnshire. It's a lovely, relaxed way of life. And I'm 15 minutes from a beach. 15 minutes up the road is a place called Chapel Point with the most beautiful North Sea observatory where you can sit and have coffee and something to eat and look over the sea, and you can wander for miles. And it really is beautiful and literally on our doorstep. We have so many different things. We have National Trust properties, we have the Stock Car Stadium. There are so many things in the area. I'm just down the road from Skegness. I'm not far from the Lincolnshire Wolds, which I have just been doing the Wolds Walking Festival there. There is a lot more perhaps to Lincolnshire than people think. I know it's not all flat. But I'm not going to go on too much about that because it's an easy way of life here. And yes, we do have our problems, and yes, there is still crime. But when you compare it to some of the inner city places, this is a lovely, lovely place. Sometimes you could go out and leave your door undone, and 9 times out of 10 you'll come back and everything will still be where you left it. So what's the price? I've put it in the title, but just to go over it again, it's 235,000. Now I have priced the plots separately, but I really would like to sell them all together, and if anybody does buy all 3 together, then they get the paddock in with it. That's free. Otherwise it's by negotiation, and like I said, there is more land if somebody's interested. So all you'd have to do is put a footing in or put the gateway in. Your planning would be secure, and then you can take your time. You could build one, live in one, sell it, do another, and go on like that. So hopefully you'll love Lincolnshire as much as I do, and I hope you'll be my neighbour. Thank you. So while I'm just sharing some lovely pictures of what the big skies in Lincolnshire are like and some of the attractions, on a practical note, we are on, we're not far from the schools. We have a brilliant school at Burley Marsh, which is primary school, and then the Skegness Grammar School and Skegness Academy. And we are in the catchment area, so the children do have a bus that collects them from the pub on the corner. Like I say, there's a pub in our village which is well attended by the locals. We have a really active village hall, so a great community feel, and a church as well that does events within the church. So there's lots going on in the village. It is a real village community, but also lots of lovely things to see around us. So just as a footnote to end this presentation, I wanted to talk about the estate agents. They're Masons at Louth. It's 01507 350 500 is their telephone number. If you did want to know any more and talk to the professionals who are dealing with it, they are really, really lovely people and really very helpful.